Hey, so this is a response video to an Ask FM question that I received. Thanks for that. Just asking for some licks, if I could show some licks that I use. I don't tend to be a licks player. That doesn't mean that I'm creating brand new things all the time, but I just don't tend to have that many licks under my fingers. So I really struggle when people say, can you show me some licks? Like the stuff I just played at the start there, I couldn't really reproduce any of that convincingly exactly the same, like a go-to lick if you like. But I do have obviously some methods and a lot of muscle memory stuff that just kind of comes out. So maybe rather than specific licks, I'll show you some approaches that I use. Might be a better way, and then I'll slow them down. No tabs for these because, like I say, that would mean remembering them and writing them out again. But follow the link as always to the website, and there's tabs for various things in there that other people, thankfully for me, have tabbed out. So I'll show you a couple of approaches that I take for scale runs. I've talked about this a fair bit in some of my other lessons, intervallic stuff, but I'll just show you a couple of these that I know I use a fair bit. So there's this one which kind of incorporates a lot of fists. A bit slower, and I might play it correctly then. Come in a bit. So I'm starting on G, so it's all based in G major, and going in fifths, so fifth, 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 and then the second, then we kind of start again. So really slowly. And then when I get to here, because I'm diatonic to G, I'm going to come down an A minor arpeggio, a string skip again, and then slide up and come to the other side of that A minor arpeggio. And this thing at the end is just a G major 7 arpeggio. The thing I like are these little half step kind of noodles. So you're bending up from the major 7th up to the root. And then I play a major 9, it's called major 7, whatever you wish. Or just the root. Or the root's a bit cheesy. You could end on the 7th for a slightly hipper sound. So that's one there. Another one would be this. So here I'm going up all up in thirds, and this gives a major 7 arpeggio G, root 3rd, 5th, major 7th. I'll repeat that the octave above, and repeat that the octave above again. And then this here is coming down the G major scale up here, but all in thirds, so I get all the triads of the scale. I like that. Sounds pretty cool. So that's that one. I use sixths a fair bit. Actually, I'll do that one once more, closely and slowly. Yeah, so I was saying I use 6 a fair bit, so this kind of thing. So I'm again in G, I'm starting on the major 7th this time, I'm going into all the 6th, 6th again, and kind of reversing it. Something like that, whichever pattern you want, you could go straight up. That's what I'm doing. Again, here's a bit closer for you. Picking wise, I'm going to hybrid picking. Kind of, I am hybrid picking. And then straight up in 6. So the whole thing slowly. That's quite cool, and I'm kind of displacing it by doing it as triplets. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. It's quite a little cool trick, so I like to do that a fair bit. So there's kind of some intervallic runs that I use. There's lots of others that I kind of make up off the cuff as well, but there are a few that spring to mind. Some tapping kind of things, some tapping ideas. I don't tend to use them that much in improvising, but I practiced a lot of different ideas, so might be worth sharing them. One of the ones I really like still effective is just a pentatonic thing. That's all I'm doing here, is playing position 1 with my left hand, minor pentatonic in A, and then minor pentatonic position 3 in my right hand. So I spent a fair time doing multi-finger stuff, so rather than just using the one finger, getting used to using all the fingers. And then I'm doing so tap first, pull off to there, and hammer on, and then start again on the next note. So 1 and 2 and triplet thing again. Just keep that going up the scale. Do it backwards. Do it in a different shape, so I could do it shape 4 and shape 1. Shape 1 and shape 1, octave above. That's quite cool. So the pentatonic gets a lot of hard time once from a lot of guitarists. I tend to think it's a bit of a beginner scale, but stuff like that sounds wicked, I think. We could extend that, so I could do, like if I took an A major scale, I could play, so what will be D Lydian in this hand. Sorry. And then I get a run of 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That can sound quite cool. And kind of smooth, so that's quite nice. It's slow. And up to the root, so it's like tapped arpeggios as well, so here's an A minor arpeggio tapped. We're happy to play major minor 7, minor major 7, sorry. But yeah, just straightforward minor arpeggio. How can we make that more interesting? Well, we can change it rhythmically, so I could descend in 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, and then come up in 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, or finish there, so I get. That's quite cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or finish on the minor 7th. Real slow. So yeah, I don't tend to use those as much anymore, but I'll share them with you. They're kind of cool, I think. This whole multi-finger thing is quite cool for reaching different notes. Quite like that, but that's a whole different lesson, if you like. So I guess I play a fair bit of jazz. So I quite like if I played a minor 2-5-1, so E minor 7 flat 5, A7 or A altered, the D minor. Then I just like minor 7 flat 5 arpeggios just as they are. Starting from the flat 5th. And I like the altered scale, so super lock in. And then nothing majorly fancy to resolve with. But what I do like doing, to get this on video, is to use the whammy bar and do a kind of Scott Henderson-esque, and I'm not saying I'm any Scott Henderson by any stretch of the imagination, but a Scott Henderson-esque thing where you kind of dip. Those kind of things. quite cool for a fusiony sound. You can carry that through your whole lines. Minor 7 flat 5. There's an altered line at the end. And just resolve into the good old root. You got all that tension. It's nice to have a nice strong resolution. I'll slow that right down. I can't remember exactly what I played, but. So yeah, I like doing a lot of those things. Melodic minor, it's quite a simple run but relatively effective. Probably that actually. So let's go over a minor chord, minor 6th. For tension, if you want the home chord, then minor with a major 7th in it. So real slow. That's what I like, those 4th intervals. Struggling to remember what I play, sorry. The idea, something roughly around that. And then I used to also like to use like all the arpeggios from that, some minor major 7 arpeggios. Sorry. Can't play today. So those kind of shapes. For a bit of mystery. Well, some of the things I've been experimenting with a lot lately is something that I played at the intro there. All that kind of stuff, but I'll do a separate thing about that. I don't know how helpful this lesson was, but maybe it might give you a few ideas, and that's about as lick orientated as I get. I hope it was of some help to someone. Cheers, thanks.